Right, good afternoon everybody. This is Steve here at Winterbourne Workshop. Hope you're well today. Halfway, well, quarter of the way into May, and I've got a woolly hat on. It's so blooming cold down on the East Suffolk coast. 8 degrees when I took the dog for a walk this morning. Anyway, you don't want to hear me ramble on about that. What I've got here is a lump of fairly green oak, 19 inches across. That came off a bigger lump, but I've set about it with the chainsaw and got half a dozen bits out of it. But I wanted one big one, which I'm going to core out and hopefully get 3 out of this. I think the maximum speed I can get at the moment, because it's a little bit unbalanced, is about 200 and something. No, 323. So let's make a start and see if we can get it flattened up a bit. As you can see, I'm having to go sideways on the Stratus. I've got the 230 which will handle 18 inches. This is 19. So I obviously didn't set about it enough with the chainsaw, but I ran out of petrol, so I couldn't do any more. A long way to go, I think. It looks like I've got a split here, so that's probably going to come out, but probably still get the full circumference I'm after. This is mounted on a 6-inch screw jack, faceplate, beg your pardon. Not very often I use a faceplate, but normally just use a screw chuck, but on this occasion I think I better be a bit safe. So let's carry on. And for those of you that were concerned about my health and safety, I've now put a face mask on. I just realised when I got a face full that I hadn't put it on. So we can get that a bit closer. And off we go again. Still quite a bit to go in on these till I get to this level. Probably a fair old bit to take off the bottom as well. So I won't bore you with all this. I'll bring you back when I've got it down to reasonable round, and maybe I can swing it back over the bed again. There's still a bit to go, but I can't really get the tool rest won't come round any further. So concentrate on the bottom again. I'll just have a bit of a clean my bed up and be back in a bit. Right, cleaned up a bit now. Bit of WD-40 on the bed. So it's all nice and black. So we just get rid of this bit here, this flat spot. 2 little flat spots on the end, and get a large tenon on there. Ready to turn it over. And I got the speed up. 490. Woo-hoo. Let's get a pair of dividers, jogging the camera. Right, so I think as I mentioned previously, I'm going to core this out. So I've got the one-way coring system. And the way I set it up is get it squared up on the bed and line it up so the cutter leaves about 1 inch from the face of the chuck. So then I know I've got 1 inch to play with at the bottom. And then just square it up. Stick a mark down there with a Sharpie. My mate saw me do it. Oh, Sharpie, look at the state of your bed. But that'll come off with a bit of WD-40. And if you've got one of these, don't forget to put the banjo on before you set it up. Otherwise you won't get it under it. So it's all set up, all lined up where I want it to go. Move it out the way and then get the lump on. Here's a lump. Super duper. Well, that's as far out as I can go. I've only got the small knife with this, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm actually going to waste a lot of wood. It won't come any further than this. So scribing that line on the bed was a waste of time. But I also need to go in a bit. But there it is. Let's take that in. I'm not far off that, only about 1/4 of an inch. But the whole thing won't come this way anymore. tighten that down. Get that nice and tight. So I've got the lathe on low speed, high torque. It's got 2 bagfuls, big bagfuls, rubble bagfuls of chippings out of just getting the outside squared up or rounded up. Here we go. It's going at a low speed, probably about 300. Why I turned the extractor on, I need my lathe on. Secret with this is slow and steady. No point in rushing it. That's the support in there. This wood is so wet, it's actually moving as I'm coring this out. It's rubbing a bit too much. Not going to get it any better than that. That should do it. So that's left me with what? A rather a thick wall on the main bowl, but as I say, I've only got the small knife. So that's left me with an 11-inch bowl from inside that, and then I'll get an even smaller one from inside that. And luckily, because I've only used screws which are about 1.25 long, then the screws are going to be taken out, the screw holes are going to be taken out with the bowl when I take that out. Right, I'll mess about and core out the other bits, and we'll get back to the main bowl in a bit. Right, so here we are back again. 2 smaller bowls I've tucked away, and they'll be left to dry. And this bigger one I need to thin down a bit. So off we go. Roll the lathe up. Screw the base up again. What a sticky mess. Any of you know that have turned green oak, you get soaked, your bed gets soaked, everything goes black. The banjo won't move. It's got the outside to about the thickness I want it, so let's work towards the middle and the bottom. Just want to check for thickness on the bottom. I've got plenty left here. 1.5 inches. So this is the 3rd gauge I'm on. Started off with the crown and the Simon Hope handle, then went to my record power 5/8. I'm now down to my crown, which is one of Tomislav Tomasic's refiners with an asymmetric grind. Short steep grind on one side and a longer, less steep grind on the other. Seems to work quite well. Now up to 500 revs. Right, fairly even thickness all the way around. Still a bit chunky on the bottom, but what I should be doing when I come to return it is stick a recess on there so that I can then get these long shark jaws in, which means then I've still got access to tighten it up. Just about get to it, and that'll also keep them away from keep the face of the bowl away from the lathe as well. Otherwise it'll be rubbing against the motor housing. So that's it. Once turned, 3 bowls, cored out, and probably leave it a month or 2, let it dry out, maybe longer than a month, and we'll do it again. Well, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully when I start on the bowls proper, we can make another video. Bye for now.